welcome back. So if you saw my last video, I talked about how to remove the product from your last manicure and prepare your nails for your next manicure. So this video is going to follow up from that, and I'm going to do my next manicure. Now, I had this idea, I've seen it all over the place, all on the channels that I follow on Instagram, this marbling effect where you lay out the colors on a palette and you scoop it up, and then using Blossom Gel, you float it over the nail and let it move and create its own pattern. So this is the basic pattern that I'm going with. Obviously each nail is going to be different. And I'm not going to do this color palette because I've done a lot of dark nails and a lot of blue and purple tones recently, so I want to go a little bit lighter and springy. So I have a few different gel colors. I have predominantly Madam Glam gels, and I'm going with a coral pinky palette. So I have Ay Amor. I have So Hot. This is Sparkling Co. Pigment of Your Imagination. Back to Madam Glam. This is 50 Shades of Pink. Then from Dipalicious, their gel liners, I'm using white. And Madam Glam, their Silver Chrome Gel Paint for accent. But first, like with all manicures, I'm going to start off. First I want to put some acetone in a little dipping bowl for cleaning off the brushes in between nails. And I realized that you probably can't hear me because I did not plug in my earphones. So let's see if this picks it up at all. Okay, so I checked the video footage. You can thankfully hear me, but I plugged in anyway and noticed that my phone was about to die, so I plugged that in too. So these are the brushes I'm going to be using. And as with all manicures, I'm going to start off with dehydrating. Everything's all shaped and ready to go from the last manicure. So I'm going to be going in with Model 1's, their nail dehydrator and nail primer. Just to remove, obviously these are gel tips, so this isn't my natural nail. But, you're touching your nails all day long, and even just from working on the nails, you're putting oils onto the surface, so you want to remove whatever you can. And it's certainly not going to damage the nail, so why not? Just going to go in with one coat on each hand. I really am in love with the shape of the nail. As I said in my last video, if you watched it, I've never done oval nails. I've always done square or coffin. I didn't think for whatever reason oval would look good on my hand, but I am pleasantly surprised, which is a good thing because I bought all these tips and I want to use them. I'll probably file them square again just for work purposes. The oval tips make them a little bit longer, and when you're working with dough and products as I do, it's obviously the shorter the better, so I find that square tips or coffin work a bit better for my purposes. But it's always fun to play around with different shapes. So now I'm going to go in with nail primer, and what this does is it's a protein bond, and it helps gel polish and gel products stick to the nail better, so you'll have less likelihood of lifting. Let me know in the comments if you're having trouble seeing what I'm doing, because I'm still trying to get a handle on in what direction to hold my hand. For stability, I've always, put my hand flat. It's always worked for me, but obviously that pulls my hand farther away from the camera lens. I know I can zoom in editing, but the more you zoom in, obviously the less quality the picture is. But yeah, so as always, if you have any comments or questions or suggestions, please leave them in the box below. Please give me a like and a subscribe. Let me know what content you're looking for, if you have any video suggestions. And I'm happy to have whatever following I have at the moment, but more is always more. So please tell your friends about me. And if you like my content, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I will strive to give you more and better content as I learn more. And also let me know if you like my live commentary or you like my voiceover, in editing. I find sometimes that I lose my train of thought when I'm editing, when I'm giving information after the fact. I forget what I was doing in the moment. And it's always easier to, obviously while I'm doing my nails, if I have a thought, I can mention it right away versus if I'm watching it back and trying to edit in that information, I sometimes gloss over certain things. So I'm going to try to do more live commentary, but let me know what you prefer, if you have a preference at all. But now that I have the protein bond on, I'm going to go in with my gel base. So now we're good to go. I'm going to take my colors and I'm going to put them on the palette. This is the brush, this one, or do I want to use a smaller brush? Maybe this one. And then I'll use this one to drag thinner lines. So I'll probably use this brush on my larger nails, and I'll use this one on the smaller ones just so that I'm not flooding this, my smaller nails with too much polish. And then for the silver and maybe some accents, I'll use the detailing brush, if that's what this is called. I'm not sure. So right now I'm gonna lay down my colors. And I'm gonna lay them down in stripes. And you'll see why in a moment. All right, so we're going to take a dotting tool and we're going to drag the colors together. I'm going to go right to left to create kind of a feathering pattern. And then I'm going to go up and down. I'm going to take the Blossom Gel. This is by iGel Beauty. I'm going to brush an even layer over my nail, from cuticle to free edge. Now, what Blossom Gel does, I'm not exactly sure about the technology of it, but it allows the color to bleed and spread across the nail. I guess maybe it's a more fluid type of regular gel, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to take my wider art brush, and I'm going to pick up the colors by scooping. And then I'm going to drag it, or float it rather, across the nail. And then I'm going to let it spread a little bit and see the pattern that it creates. I may add a little bit more here. I'm going to pick a little bit more up. Curve it along the edge. And then I'm just going to let it sit until I get the effect that I'm looking for. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of white. Just roll the brush in it. And then pick up some of this white here. Maybe add some in there. And now I'm going to cure it. Take it directly from the pot, or you can lay it down on the palette. As with the white, I'm just going to roll my brush in it. And then I'm going to go along the white line and accent it. And the good thing about gel polish is that if you don't like something that you did, you could always take a little bit of alcohol and wipe it clean. I don't like that little line in the middle. Unfortunately, well, let's see, actually I can use the brush with a little bit of alcohol and just wipe that away. Don't like how that laid down. Cleaning off the brush. And I think I want to do a little bit more white. Now it's always best to have a lighter hand, because once you cure it, that's it. And you don't want to go so far that you end up ruining something that you really liked. So sometimes less is more. So I'm going to go in with the next nail. Same process as before, but I want to look at the patterns of the polish that I still have on the nail. And also I don't want to mimic the design on each nail. So I think this one I'm going to come from the top and go down along the right. And maybe pick up a few different colors than what I have on my thumb. We'll go in from here. And I'm just gonna float it across the top and down. Then you could always take the dotting tool and pull it a little bit, and you can add more color. Coax it in the areas that you want it. Going in with a little bit more white. I'm going to go from the free edge again because this is where it's most transparent and I want to cover that up. All right, so I'm going to cure this. I'm going to put in some silver accent, and then I'm going to do the rest of this hand and go on to my right hand. The lawnmowers are getting very close, so you may start to pick that up, and I don't want that in the audio, so I am going to switch to music, and I will be back to finish up. And that's a thumbs up. I can hear myself. Always a good thing. All right, so I finished the main part of the manicure. I have a hair or something on my nails, so I'm going to take some alcohol and just wipe that down. I went back in to this nail and I added some more blooming gel, just because I didn't have a lot of the dark pinky coral on my nail, so I wanted it didn't match the tone of the other nail, so I wanted to add that in. I'm going to go in now with, actually I'm going to wipe down my nails, they're a little sticky. I'm going to go in with the E-file around my cuticle and just file that down smooth. I'm not going to do any shaping or anything, that was already done in preparing my nails, and I don't want to take any of the color off because it's all just one layer. So I'm going to use a diamond bit. I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with the small ball bit. I may actually also go in with the one that I used earlier, see how this one works. And I'm just going to take off some of the And there, some of the clear gel that pooled around the cuticle. I think I'm just going to go in with the carbide cone bit. It's a little bit more coarse. Clean up the edges a little bit more, and I can use this to trim around the, to smooth down that hump on my left hand. Go in with our base coat and top coat. I'm using Sparkling Co. And particularly with a style like this, where I layered color on top of color and then let it, just flow how it wanted to. I have some dips and divots in the design, so I want to make sure that I put a base coat of gel on and then put a top coat on top of that, so that I have more layers of clear on top, so that it can even the surface out. If I need to, I will go back in and file in between base coat and top coat if I find that it's not even, or I can even go in and file after the top coat where I have that second layer of gel on to protect the pattern, and then file it smooth and then go back in and do another top coat. But we'll see how this layer comes out and go from there. I'm going to finish this up and I will check back in at the end. And just like that, we've reached the end. I'm gonna put on my cuticle oil. This I picked up at Sally's. It's just California brand mango. I don't know that it necessarily smells like mango, but it does smell nice and I have no problems with it. Rub it in both on the top and underneath. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. It's a little bit different for me, as I said before, narrating live versus going back in afterwards and narrating along with the video. Obviously, I feel I can give you more information as I'm doing it live. I don't have to go back in and try to remember what I was thinking about while I was doing the manicure. I can just, kind of free spitball it, so to speak, as I'm going along. So I apologize for the change in audio. I'm popping in after the fact just to close this out. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you liked something and you got something out of it, or that you liked it and you got something out of it and you're inspired to try something that you haven't done before. Please give me a like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions for upcoming videos. The next video will be all about transfer foils. In fact, I've got 2 videos about that coming up. So I will see you next time.